I'm Giulio, and I'm a space systems engineer here at Second Space. Second Space is an Italian new space company based in Faenza, which is in the center of Italy. And what we are specialized in is CubeSat and nanosatellite subsystems and platforms. We were founded in May 2023, and regarding a specific moment, or I mean, if I think back to these 3 years, a highlight that maybe comes to my mind is maybe I think it was half a year after we were founded that in the beginning when you are founded, you always think, I mean, am I going to get in the business? Am I going to actually sell something, or to actually do something meaningful for myself and for the industry? And when our first customer placed the order, that's when I thought, we're doing something serious. We're doing something that, I mean, some people think is meaningful, think is useful for them. And then, as an avalanche from that moment on, nowadays it's 3 years, and last year we've had 1 million euros in revenue. So, I mean, clearly this is not the end, of course. This is just the beginning. But looking back, it's already quite some road that we've done.
Sounds exciting. So what was that first product that you sold, and how has the company evolved since then? What new products, innovations have you created?
Yes, absolutely. The first one actually was a combination of our products. Now, if I recall correctly, it was, I think, 3 solar panels, 2 deployables, and 1 body-mounted, a deployable antenna, a structure, and an EPS system. So it was kind of a bundle. So yeah, basically we started with a large part of what is today our portfolio. Clearly it has expanded, but let's say, it was kind of a prediction, or a first glimpse of what would have been our 3 years, because let's say our usual customers are people who come to us and ask a specific subsystem or some specific subsystems for their mission. What we also do is, of course, also to provide full platforms. We are doing 3 of them right now. But let's say the fact that we can provide both either specific subsystems or bundles or full platform is a sign of the flexibility which has highlighted our business from the beginning.
And when you say full platform, do you mean a customer can come to you and you will provide everything that they need to send a payload into space?
Yeah, basically the customer says, okay, I have this payload. Can you help me get it to space? Mm-hmm. And so that's what we do. What we are doing right now. We have it's 2 3U platforms, 1 6 and 2 6U. So I mean, they are one is already launched, while the other are still ongoing. But it's quite exciting, and honestly, I prefer to have, of course, everything under, let's say, our control, or under what we design. But we are absolutely also flexible and can adapt to other subsystems or other requirements if required.
So let's get into some of the details. You said you're an engineer. What are some of the things that you have been working on recently? What are some of the things that make you most excited about working in this space?
That's a really nice question. So I would say, being a relatively young company, lately I've been working on a little bit of everything, I would say. But yeah, I mean, from my perspective, the fact that when the first thing I helped design and build and manufacture I knew that it was orbiting Earth in space. It was, a sensation which is difficult to describe, but pretty much, yes, satisfactory. And you feel like, when you're a kid and you say you dream like, I'm gonna be changing the world for this and for that. Of course, it's not changing the world, but the scale of launching something hundreds of kilometers above the Earth is something that makes you think, I'm actually doing something. Maybe it will not save the world, it will not change the way people live, but it is something that was unthinkable even decades ago. So this is what comes into my mind right now, and what I feel I'm most proud of what I do. Then, of course, there's the everyday work, the documents, the checking the requirements, staying in touch with customers and suppliers, etc. But I feel like life, of course, is always beautiful, and it is paved and defined by the milestone moments that happen in our life.
Sure. So I'm just looking at your kind of a catalog of your products. So you do, like you've mentioned already, solar panels. You have various kind of CubeSat structures that people can use. You have antennas. You have Solo EPS4. I'm not even sure what that is. Maybe you can pick out one product that is maybe one of your latest, your most recently developed, and pick out some features. What makes it special? How is it different in the marketplace from other competitor products?
Absolutely. So, first of all, maybe I need to make a clarification, because that is sometimes a source of confusion, which is the names of our subsystems. We name them according to parts of a song, or let's say, musical pieces. And so solo is clearly the solo, then verse, we have drop, which are the deployable solar panels, core. So the names are related to that.
Okay.
And after this, well, if I have to pick one and then connect back to why we're special and why should someone choose us, I actually think of the deployable solar panels, which is something that we have a big order coming up in these weeks for deployable panels for a 12U satellite. And those, in my opinion, represent what we really are, in the sense that we are not simply a supplier of components, but we're an engineering partner for our customers. For example, these panels that we are delivering right now have a customization in terms of cutout. We had to remove one cell and include a specific component. We had to customize the deployment angle. So that is something that usually in the market it's not always feasible, and sometimes it costs a lot to satellite operators, to satellite mission designers, because sometimes it can affect the production and manufacture schedule and chain or whatever. I mean, it is the rigidity of other companies who do the same as ours, who make us special in that sense. We are flexible. We are reactive in answering to our clients' needs and requirements. So I remember when I was a student and I was helping to design my first satellite, and in that case we had procured a component from a company which was a very good component, also in functional terms, in performance terms. But the people there were not responsive. They were not, let's say, they weren't even considering us, even though we bought their product. And in my opinion, sometimes it's better to have someone that helps you, even if their product is not the best of the best.
Okay, so I mean, let's stay with the solar panels then. Perhaps you can talk me through the considerations you have in your mind when you're putting a solar panel together: radiation, weight, whatever it might be, mass, energy. What are some of those engineering details that are inside of your products, and then what makes them important, less important, however it all comes together?
Yes, that's a nice question. I would say, first of all, the huge the most important point when talking about solar panels is clearly the power budget, because without solar panels, satellites in orbit really struggle. So they are the source of the life of the satellite. So when I'm speaking with a potential customers or with someone, I always ask. So let's start from the power budget, and then we'll adjust everything else. Then of course come, for example, the protrusions, especially in deployable solar panels, because launchers have different allowable protrusions and requirements on that. So the space and the thickness that the panels take when stowed is always something to take into account. Then there's actually not much about the mass, but also the any other subsystems or payloads or specific requirements in space and cutouts that a customer might require. For example, they want to be sure that the panels are pointing to the sun, so they want to place a sun sensor on the surface of the panel. So that also must be arranged in the configuration, and it can affect, of course, the volume, the mass, the cell configuration, etc. So I'm just going about what comes to my mind, and this is basically I'm basically rerunning the engineering process in my head right now.
No, it's interesting. I like it. And so, you say you have now kind of €1 million. Are your best sellers the solar panels? Are they the things that are you're getting known for in the marketplace, or is there a whole load of other stuff that you can tell us about today?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, I don't think there's a one subsystem that stands out more than the others. For example, the solar panels have been a huge product that we sold in the first quarters of 2025. Then in the second part, for some reason, I don't know, maybe some missions were already covered. I don't know. We passed on the EPS systems. Right now, it's a good period for the antennas, for example. So I would love to ask customers and people in the industry what is if I mention second space, what system or what feature do they think about? It would be very nice to know. But maybe I would say the panels, also the structures. Actually, I barely mentioned them in this interview, but those are also something we sold on a quite regular basis, and they have. The customers were always satisfied. So
And
I
just
don't know. Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying. I hope people know us from everything we do.
Sure. So tell us about the structures a little bit then. These are essentially the bodies of the satellites. I mean, what kind of thoughts and considerations do you need to have when putting those together?
Yes, absolutely. So it could look very simple from the outside. Basically, the chassis, the skeleton of the satellite, let's say. And in the end, it has to do a quite simple task, which is holding everything together. But also in that case, there's a lot of margin, a lot of flexibility on what it can be done. For example, one of the latest sales we have done for structures, they had adapter fixtures for a propulsion system. So that is something we support, something we have done, and that clearly can affect, for example, the hole patterns or the mechanical interfaces in the structure. Something that can be further done is in the concept of stacks in CubeSats. The stacks can have, of course, different lengths, also depending on the payload of the customer, on the internal arrangement they want to have. So we also need to have the flexibility to have a different arrangement inside the structure, avoiding to stay rigid, to say no, this is not possible because that would affect this and that. I mean, flexibility and availability is our mantra. So also in the structures you can see it, and very often it is something we apply.
Sure. And so what material is involved in the structures, and why choose that over something else? What's important about that particular material?
Yeah, so the most classical option is aluminum, which is, I mean, in aerospace is historically been the best trade-off between strength and mechanical performance, and clearly weight and price. Although I have seen in the market lots of other different options and also innovative concepts. I have even seen someone trying to do CubeSat structures with wood. So I have some doubts on whether it might work or not, but I love it, and from my perspective, it is always worth exploring other options and see if how it can work and if it's a good fit for some missions.
Sure. Okay. And so final question, I think. You talk with clients a lot about their needs. Obviously, they're talking to you. Do you get any sense of any trends emerging in SmallSat developments? What do you hear from your customers about what they need, what they're looking to do, not just today, but in the next few years?
Really nice question. I would say for sure the market is trending towards bigger satellites, in the sense that not too big, but right now we're focusing on the nanosatellite size, so up to, let's say, 50 kilos platforms. That is also still, I mean, and it's still going to be quite of course, a big market and a big driver of the space industry. But in seeing the applications, seeing the request, the demand that is growing in terms of communications, data centers in space, Earth observation, imaging, climate monitoring, CubeSats can do. Can do a lot of stuff in these applications, but they are and they will be limited. So the trend is to bigger platforms and to transferring power capabilities, computational capabilities, and humans, as we have seen Artemis in the recent weeks, to outer space. So I think it is time to make that big step. We are all looking forward to, since, I mean, not myself, because I have not been in the market for this long, but I guess many people are waiting this big step of humanity from decades.
Sure. It's an exciting time to be involved, for sure.
Yeah.
Giulio, thank you so much for your